good evening, one and all, and welcome to another edition of Cop Talk. Sorry for the late start, peoples, but you know how it does. Better late than never. That's what they say, innit? And before we say anything, Mark has been waiting for us kind and patiently. Welcome, Mark Foster. I know he's been waiting nice and patiently in there for us, mate. Don't worry, mate. We're here now. We're here. You know what I mean? Good evening, VW. How we doing, sir?
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, everyone watching at home. Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Nice one. Stony, my bro?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. I suppose it's just once we get into the show, I suppose it's all about the 97th minute, really. But I'm good.
Oh, tell me about it, mate. Tell me about it. I tell you. But before we get that far, let's talk about that first half.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start.
For me, before you not say anything, for me, I think that's the worst first half I've seen under Slot so far. And we've had some bad ones. But I think that was the worst. What did you make of that first half?
Do you reckon, I mean, I know there's going to be a lot of tactical talking points that we're going to cover during the show, right? One of which I just think that Pereira was probably, their structure was probably spot on. I was thinking in my head, one of the factors, could it have been that we looked a little bit disjointed without Wirtz? He got injured in the warm-up, right?
Yeah.
And then Curtis came in. We just looked disjointed. There was no rhythm. We were slow. We were just pedestrian. There were so much factors. So I don't know whether it was a case of Forest being more organized than we were, or we were just absolutely woeful in that first half. Was not a nice game of football to watch at all.
VW.
So I didn't see the first half. I listened to it on the radio because I was dropping my son up to Leicester for uni.
Okay.
But it was I heard when Wirtz wasn't going to start, and I thought, oh, that's not a good. But listening to the commentary and listening to what all the reports were coming back, it's like what you said, we were very lethargic, and everyone was expecting that with us having, I think, not played a game for 8 days, that would be up and at them and ready for it. But it's actually in the reverse, most probably. Well, it was that the 8 days most probably took an element of momentum off them. They weren't, the match fitness or the match preparation, the speed and the alertness wasn't there. It kind of just typifies the Liverpool season of 2025, 2026. It's very stop-start. It's very hit and miss. It's very, as you said, Stoney, very disjointed. There's no rhythm. It is, it's a real tough watch. Even when you're not watching the games, it's a real tough listen.
It's, I think there was a time we spoke about this before when we didn't have the European football and that. And we thought, oh, do you know what? It's good when you've got a break, you're fresh and everything. And we didn't. And it's the same thing again. It wasn't working for us. We wasn't playing well when we come back to the games. But also for me, once again, so Wirtz gets injured in the warm-up. And once again, you take our best midfielder out to put him at right back.
Yes.
When you've got Joe Gomez is back, you've got Calvin Ramsey on the bench. You need to play these guys, man, and play our best midfielder in his best position.
Yes.
You lose so much, and it showed because then you switched it round and put Curtis back there and then moved him back forward. Right? I don't get it.
And allegedly, well, maybe it's not allegedly, it's Allison who told Slot to go and make the adjustment.
Okay.
Apparently, he ran over to him and said, listen, this ain't working.
Yeah.
You make the move. So for the goalie to come and tell you that,
that's terrible.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
Yeah.
But it's like, come on, man. It's like it's not the first time.
No.
Come on, man. You must concede this.
But also, do you need the coach to give you that elevation?
man. Come on.
Yeah, but do you need the coach to motivate you? I'm not trying to make excuses for Slot, but you know, one or two might be.
That's part of his job.
Yeah, but where's the professional pride in it?
I hear that, but that's part of his job, though. Motivate you.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I just think I'm not trying to find excuses for the guy. I just think it's such an underwhelming season. I mean, we got 3 points, right? We should be 3 points, another 3 points. We're getting there, but it feels like 3 points by chance or by luck.
It was
There's no form in it.
It was like robbery, not luck. It was like robbery.
Yeah.
Daylight robbery.
Yeah.
It was, and like when you open the show, RT, you mentioned a few things, right? With the players that possibly should have been playing at right back, there's a few things that I'm thinking in my own head, right? And the two players that you mentioned, one was Joe Gomez, senior player. The other one was Ramsey. Now, Ramsey actually played in the under-21 game, the same thing with Rio against West Brom. Yeah. So the fact that Rio was actually able to play a lot of minutes in that game, and then I think he was an important factor in this game, shows how much off the mark Ramsey is from the under-21s and the development team to the first team. He's clearly not at that level, and Slot clearly doesn't trust him. And I think it's the same issue with Gomez. I mean, Gomez over the years has played centre-back, he's played right-back, and I think there was even a couple of years back he actually played left-back.
Oh, yeah, of course he
did. So for me, there has to clearly be a factor why he's not playing Gomez at right-back, right? Gomez will possibly be part of the leadership team and being there for 10 plus years. So the fact that he's having to still play Dom there at right back or Curtis Jones, there's a massive question mark then about Gomez, and it can't just be fitness. There has to be something else.
Yeah, but to be fair, he can't do no worse than Curtis Jones at right back, bro. He can't do no worse.
Wow. Something's happening there. Something's happening. And what was interesting as well, right? Even going back into this game, and Vinny said it, we played ugly and yet we came out with the 3 points, right? Regardless of what the time period, we got the 3 points. So I was looking back when we played Forest at the beginning of the season, we played the 4-3-3. So this season, I think Slot has mainly played the same formation, the 4-2-3-1. He tried that 4-2-2-2 in one of the games, and we had an indifferent result. I think that's against Bournemouth. But bar Ekitike and Isak, because Isak, last time we played Forest, Isak started up top and Ekitike was on the bench. It was the same starting lineup, I know we played the 4-3-3, but it was the exact same players that actually played. We got smoked that first game against Nottingham Forest. Absolutely smoked.
Was that 3-0?
Yeah, 3-0. Yeah. They absolutely destroyed us that first game. And this game was actually quite disheartening to watch. RT. It was
terrible.
I don't know, it's like I think to myself, like, was it a smash and grab? I think it probably was.
It was robbery, bro. If I was a Forest fan, I would be gutted.
Yeah.
I would be gutted. 100%. Good evening, Big Teach. Nice to have you on board, sir.
Big Teach.
Teach saying what he can't believe it's taking everyone so long to see the end. And going on to what you was talking about, Stoney, about there must be an issue with these right backs. Mark Foster says, I watched them train today on YouTube and Ramsey was just standing around watching.
Okay.
Never know, maybe he's disheartened, mate, when he see what's going on and he ain't getting no game time. And he's thinking, what do you call it? Bradley's out, Frimpong's out, Gomez is out, and they're still playing. You know what I mean? Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones before me. Man's not even giving me a little shot to say, yeah. You know what I mean? I don't get it, bro. Because for me, I think you've got to try and play these players in their natural positions, man. You're doing what they say is, what is it? The square pegs in round holes.
I would love it to work for Slot. I would love it to work for Slot. But it's getting increasingly difficult to defend. It's getting increasingly difficult to watch. And I'm taking into account everything that he's had to deal with this season. People having their own personal tragedies. The club has faced 2 tragedies. This one in the summer with the parade, and then obviously the terrible Jota tragedy, injuries, having to deal with Salah's disrespect. Although Salah may feel he was the one being disrespected. I don't know what Tish is going to say. But...
He's going to say, look, he's going to say, yeah, stop it, bro. Stop it.
But I'm saying you, right? It's becoming increasingly hard, because one thing we do know is that this Slot guy, he only likes to work with a small amount of players. And it doesn't make sense to me that you've got this squad, right? This huge squad, and like you said, Calvin Ramsey. This guy's been he might as well be in the Bermuda Triangle. Yeah. We ain't seen him, right? And now there's an opportunity to utilize him, and you'd rather put your creative midfielders and your midfield generals in there. It is, as I said, it's becoming a very difficult to defend him.
I don't understand. You're saying becoming very difficult. It's not defendable anymore. Trust me, it is not. Yeah, Teach, I agree with you wholeheartedly, mate. That's you're making a hell of a lot of excuses. And he goes on to say what? The man's a fool, man. Yeah. Man said, Artie, he said mute me.
Could Slot almost have an argument for what's happening at the moment as well, right? Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. So turn of the year, and we're speaking about the second half of this season. From beginning of January to now, in Slot's head, he can probably think in all the competitions he's only lost twice, right? We've had lots of draws, we've played woeful. In his own head, he can probably think, well, what's the fuss? We've only lost twice, and we're 3 points off 4th place from being in the Champions League. And then look in the running that we've got until the end of the season. Who's going to be your hardest games? It may well be.
They're all going to be hard.
Watch this. It may well be the derby against Everton. We got United. We got Villa near the end.
We've got Chelsea. We've still got
Chelsea. Other than that, if you think of it, so we got Westport next game, and then we got double Wolves in the league and in the FA Cup. And then I think we've got Fulham afterwards. I could be completely incorrect, right? So in Slot's own head, he could be thinking, well, as much as the masses are probably out there and they dislike how we're playing, in his own head, he probably still thinks Liverpool are in a good position, because we're not going to win the league. So his next target then is just qualifying for the Champions League. In his head, this is not what I'm thinking about, right?
He can't be saying that, because there's teams above us. So if they win their games, it doesn't matter what the hell we do.
True.
They're not catching them.
And we ain't winning the Champions League.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter what they do and what we do. As long if they win their games, then what's that saying for us? We're done. We're done out here, bro.
Yeah, it's just dire. It's dire. It's very dire.
I read something yesterday from Joyce saying silverware is key to Slot keeping his job, not just Champions League place. And Joyce also works for FSG.
Okay.
So with that then being said, here's the thing, right? I don't think a couple of weeks ago I thought, listen, they done that whole TV show roundtable, very united front, seemed like they had a plan, they know where they're going and so forth. They are ready to accept that this season might be a season that, we put it to bed. It's a drop-off season. But if that what Mark has said is a factor, then I don't know. I don't necessarily buy that now, because I'm thinking like you could win it. You could win the FA Cup, for example. You could win the Champions League. Highly unlikely, but you could. But if you win it in a very poor way of playing, and does that guarantee you safety in your job? Do you get what I mean?
Oh, I think for him it would do, for the simple reason being that first season he's won the league. The next season, if you've won the Champions League,
yeah,
it might buy him some more time.
But here's the thing. But if we're not seeing,
I agree with Teach. I agree with Teach. You two could go together. You know what I mean?
I don't know what I've done. I don't know.
But Mark says that round table was just to chill the fans from no signings.
To be fair, Teach has been literally from like last season. He was like, this guy ain't the guy, and we won the league that season. So you know what I mean. His truth is becoming his truth is coming to light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So let me just play devil's advocate a bit here. Would you look like someone then who, let's say, like George Graham, plays this negative football but gets results and wins trophies?
No.
Okay. So it's another reason why I say Slot has to go then. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes for me now. He needs to go. And obviously, it's not going to happen now. If it was going to happen this season, it would happen in the summer, I reckon. But I reckon end the season, he's toast. Has to be.
Do you think okay? So, do you think that he would still go even if we ended up qualifying for the Champions League, right? And he won the FA Cup as an example. Would you still want him to move on?
If we're playing the same way, yes.
Okay, so
if we're playing like how we're playing now, right through to the end of the season, yes.
Okay.
100%, yes.
And I think I can't see the football changing. There's not been enough sustained improved performances or style of play to give you the confidence. Do you get what I mean? Like, all right, I know he's only had about 6 or 7 games, but look what I hate to say it. Look what Michael Carrick's done with Man United.
Back to basics.
Yeah.
Back to basics. You know what I mean? And certain people who were left out in the cold, like a Kobe Mainu by Amarin, all of a sudden he comes back in and just goes back to basics, bro. He brings back in a Harry Maguire. He just goes back to basics.
And there's a level of intensity in their play now, which wasn't there.
Yeah. And now what happens is, now they've got a bit of belief and a bit of momentum. You get me?
Yeah.
But Liverpool still aren't losing. And that's what I said. That's in Slot's head. In Slot's head, he's probably thinking the team is still not losing. So he must be doing something right.
But draws are not good enough, bro.
But
draws are not good enough. You want to go, if you're talking about draws, brother, go down Harsden High Street. You know what I mean? It's not good enough, my brother. Yeah. Trust me. Smart saying, what is the rule if we win FA Cup because they're qualified to the Champions League? Do you still have to keep high in the league for that to take place?
No, I think the only way, I could be wrong, but I think top five places get Champions League football this season.
That's right, top 5.
And obviously if you win it, but I think what winning the FA Cup will do, that will get you into the Europa League.
Europa.
Yeah.
I'm 50 years old and I can spot a C next Tuesday a mile off. I'm telling you. Yeah. Now you're not Teach. You're right, brother. good judge of character, and this guy is not our future.
Teach, you should be on here, mate. To be fair, I don't know why you're not on the panel.
I have spoken to him about this before, you know, trust me. But no, I listen, Teach, I fully agree. This, from what I've seen, even last season winning the league and this season, the brand of football and everything that he plays, for me, it's not the Liverpool way. It's not the way to take my team forward. It's not. So yeah, he needs to go.
But are we also still, again, right? It's still a team in transition, right? It's still a team which has got about 4 or 5 new players in there and maybe 2 or 3 players on their way out. So he's having to manage that as well. I'm just giving another perspective.
All right, here again, you keep making excuses. All right.
I agree with Vinny on that. I had a conversation.
Regardless, you are still picking the wrong team.
But what is the wrong team though if he's getting results?
Gakpo, come on. Gakpo and Salah. Listen, Rio came on, and in 5 minutes he did more than they did in their whole game.
But we don't know how his minutes are being managed by the coaching team and all stuff like that, though, RT. We have no idea. We really don't know how his minutes are being
I wouldn't want Rio to come and get burnt out in his first season. His first season.
How old was Michael Owen?
Yeah, but look what happened to Michael Owen.
Game after game. But hear what? Rio doesn't have to play game after game after game, but he needs more game time.
Yeah,
Gakpo needs to realize, bruv, that you know what? Gakpo's like, I'm guaranteed to start week in, week out. Come on, man. The guy's doing nothing. Nothing. It's a joke.
I can't argue. I'm just like, it's a weird situation.
Yeah.
It's a very peculiar situation. Yeah. Who would you rather, Slot or Rodgers?
Rodgers played better football.
It'd have to be Slot.
Rodgers teams play better football. I'll tell you that much. That's one thing I do know. He played better football, mate.
Yeah. Has he lost the dressing room?
I believe so.
Has he lost the dressing room?
I believe so.
Stoney, do you think so?
No, I don't. I don't know. There's so much things that must be happening. In
Wingy says Rodgers. Hold on. Mark says right now Rodgers. Stoney, stop finding excuses for this club.
It's not. Keep that right there, Bingy. It's not even saying finding excuses. I'm not even providing justification for Slot. I'm not even agreeing what Slot's actually doing at the moment. I'm just saying it is what it is. These things are actually in front of us. They're clearly presented in front of us. You know what I mean? As I said, we do not know what is happening on that other side there. Is he out of his depth? You know what? Sometimes we've all seen it. We've seen it in our workplaces. Sometimes people are out of their depth. And it may well be this appointment. He could potentially just be out of his depth. And you know what? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We just hope that collectively.
Yes, because you're helping my club, bro.
No, 100%. And what I was going to say is, if that is the case, we just hope that the correct people do what they need to do to make sure that next season is not replicated like what we're seeing this season.
But do we acknowledge that we're in transition? Are we acknowledging that we're in transition?
Yes, we have to. We have to.
To the people at home, are you acknowledging that we're in transition?
I think we have to. When you spend that amount of money bringing in these new players, I think you're going to have to. And they're not all from the Prem. I think you have to. You know what I mean? It takes different players longer to adapt and all the rest.
And it's even if you think of it, if you think of it just this season alone, right? When we're speaking of transition, this is a a manager and coaching staff and sporting director transition, because some of them was there before, some of them have returned, right? We got transition in the goalkeeper, because at the beginning of the season, Ali weren't there, right? If you think of it, transition as the left back, it's not Robbo, it's Kirkes. Transition at the right back, we know how many right backs we've had already in that position. As you were mentioning, offensively, Salah's been indifferent. Ekatike, Isaac.
Yeah, I'm putting it nice, bro.
No, so that's what I'm saying. Even that we're seeing, we want Rio to play more game time. We want Dom to play in the position we want him to play. We want Curtis Jones to play in the position we want. Rightly so, you've mentioned that Gakpo ain't the guy over on that side. That's a transition within itself, though, right? I mean, the way that we were playing collectively under Klopp is no way the same way we're playing under Slot right now. Absolutely not. That's like night and day here. We already know, and we've mentioned it before. The injury that Mac 10 would have had has had a big impact on him coming into this season as well. But I think there's just been so many factors. So I know Bingy, rightly so. He said, stop making excuses for Slot. It's not. These are the facts that are there. It's not me just fabricating them. They're actually there, presented us in right in front of our faces. But there's still no excuse for him playing the brand of football that he is currently playing, because it is disheartening. I mean, could you imagine paying X amount of money to be watching these live games? It's mad.
Mm-hmm. So Mark says that the right team is Gomez right back, Wirtz left wing, Szoboszlai 10 and Hugo 9, Frimpong right wing. Don't see nothing wrong with that. And then T says the team are winning in spite of him, not because of him. Really slowly are you?
Nah, we're just speaking how it is, bro. We're just speaking how it is, Teach, man.
Iggy says, very true. We don't know what's going to be behind closed doors, but what we are seeing is dead football and a man who keeps talking nonsense and throwing his players under the bus. Whoa.
It's a very, very interesting position, because this guy, right? He's walking. He's on the guillotine. He's a dead man walking. From a fan's perspective, he's a dead man walking. Yeah. If tomorrow or Saturday we turned around and won 5-0 and played fantastic football, yeah, and then won the next game 2-0 or 3-0 and 4-0, and then we lost the next game 2-1, that is Slot out. Slot is the dead man walking.
Yeah.
This is a very, very difficult situation for the club, the board, from my perspective, because the fans are losing faith in him. But let me say that,
losing?
Yeah.
The word is past tense, lost.
But to be fair though, RE, we're not hearing a lot of resentment at Anfield. We're not hearing it. You're not hearing a lot of resentment in the away support. Where you're hearing it is in forums like this. Do you know what I mean? So we've got to put that in. I'm not really hearing a lot of fans come out saying this guy's got to go. Well, I might hear it on phone-ins and stuff like that, but in terms of, you're not hearing a lot of disapproval yet at Anfield or from the away fans. Not that I'm aware of. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but I'm not really hearing it.
And I believe you still won't. I still don't believe it's going to happen either.
Why'd you say that?
It's not, because goes back to what collectively you were saying. It's a transition. I think collectively our club have been patient. We've had some diabolical managers over the years, but we've actually given them time. And if this is a manager who's coming here in the second season and he ain't playing at the level we want, we're still going to see whatever he has to cut until the end of the season. But as Vinny said, we're not going to be booing him or anything like that. It's just simply not going to happen. It's not. It's not, RT.
When it does start to happen, that's when you worry. But
breaking news: Indy just posted Yandy Amandi and Olise in the summer.
Hold on, you're talking about Elise from Bayern?
Yeah.
What, coming to Liverpool? Who just said that? They must be buying that stuff you said that then buying down at Halsden, that person who said that just now, mate. Why is Elise going to leave Bayern to come to Liverpool? That's not going to happen. I love my club, but Elise is not going to leave Bayern right now to come to Liverpool. It's not.
Okay, so I'll just see the post today where he said Frimpong has only played well in 6 games. Even if true, you don't say that. He said Isak hasn't been fit, but yet Iscam dropped an informed Hugo to play Isak.
And you know what Bingy was saying there? I think that probably goes to the characteristics of Slot, and I think it's been commonplace. He's probably a little bit too open and forthcoming with his thoughts, and he probably needs to rein them back in, because you know what we found last season when he was just really being quite open about the tactics we were playing and certain teams that we are having to play against and some of the difficulties we're having. Sometimes I think he just needs to zip up a little bit and keep everything in-house. He don't need to be washing his dirty linen in public and saying some of the difficulties we're having. But I don't know, maybe that's his style. Maybe that's his managerial style. I don't know.
Maybe he's on the spectrum a little bit. And I know we all are to a degree, right? But because some of the stuff, I've got to admit, it does come across as a bit weird.
Yeah.
But is it that what he's thinking just isn't being articulated in what he then voices? Do you get what I mean? Because I say this.
Hold on. I get what you're saying, but hold on, Vinny.
Yeah.
You've got PR people and all that, and you've got someone who's going to have to put him aside and say, hey, what are you talking about, bro? All right, you can't go out there and say that again and again and again.
Yeah.
Because, come on.
Yeah. I hear because
there were people at the club employed for these things.
Yeah, I hear you. But because if you remember last season when we were winning, right, and he was talking tactics and he was talking positional play and how everyone was loving it. I was like, listen to this guy, right? Yeah, Marco van Basten said this guy's a genius. He's never heard a guy talk about football like this before. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just I'm rambling, but it's just very weird times.
It is extremely weird times, man. Extremely weird times. But
at least you could say when Rodgers weren't playing well, right? You could say this is diabolical. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? At least they were losing games consistently. Right?
I just think
you can't even do that with this lot.
Yeah. I just think what's quite fascinating, right, Bingy. And there was I've only mentioned Bingy because I just seen Bingy put a message up, right? But I think what's quite interesting, Vinny, and it was discussed quite a lot on this show as well. Last season, when Slot was appointed, there was a lot of conversations about his tactical prowess, his tactical approach, his high game IQ. Because what was happening in the first half, Liverpool may not have been playing as we wanted to, and whatever he was doing at halftime, he patterned it up, and we was getting the results. Bang, 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 bang. Right. So I wonder what then has changed from last season to this season. Then why is he unable to do that and carry out those same observations that he had from last season and not implement those this season? That's the frustrating thing for me.
Not very true, because that's what we saw that a lot last season. It was like we was definitely a 2-half team. It's like we said that sussing them out in the first half, and right, second half I've sussed it out now. This is what you need to do, and then all of a sudden, second half we go out there and do the business. But I don't know. Like you said, you know what? Sometimes this thing's about personalities as well, and who knows what's going on with how they're training. and are being taught why the players are not responding to him, because all these things count, and players take these things into account. I don't like this former trainer. I don't like this. This is what I'm used to. You hear me? All these things happen, man. And I believe that they're not really fighting for him. I don't believe they are.
Well, they got to take some accountability then.
No, of course they have to. I fully agree with that. Fully agree. But you can clearly see it. That you can clearly see when players and teams are fighting for their manager. You can clearly see it. Because right now is not a good time to be playing Wolves, you know.
No, it's not.
It's not. These guys are actually fighting for Rob Edwards now.
Yeah.
You can see it in their performance. They're fighting. Yeah. They look structured now and everything. They're a lot harder to beat now. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, because they know where they are.
Thank you.
They've got nothing. They've got nothing to lose because they've already lost.
Okay.
What they were fighting for, yeah.
So this is not the greatest time to be playing and playing them twice as well.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest. It's not the greatest, man. Trust me. It's a sad state of affairs, man. At the moment.
Imagine we're saying this after getting 3 points.
And this is what I'm saying. Listen, I'm being honest. This show's turned into something quite sad because we're not losing, and people are coming like someone lick us in the head with a bottle. You know, there's still some sunlight here. You know, we've still invested in our team. We understand we're not playing in the manner in which we want. It's clear that some of the players that we're invested in currently are not playing, but you know, we still have to see the light at the end of the tunnel here now.
Hey, Stoney, I'll give you a perfect example of what this is like and why you can't say that. Because this is like Harold Graham.
Listen to this.
Punch up the man for 11 rounds.
Julian Jackson. Don't say that.
One punch, bro, and it's good night and God bless.
Oh, my word.
That's exactly how we are. So that doesn't make it good. And you're not going to be happy because you basically, all right, you know what? Yeah, you won, but you got rock up for 11 rounds. You can't be telling me that you're looking to go into your next one doing the same thing.
I know, I agree, but you know, Artie also as well, and I'm just probably trying to think back some of the other teams that have won in the past, right? The Premier League in the past. I'm not saying I remember all of the performances, whether it's Liverpool, whether it's Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, whoever, right? They haven't played pretty all of the time, but somehow they've either got 1 point or 3 point and they're in the conversation. It's clear we are not going to win the league.
Oh, yeah.
But we still have to try and take some positives out from this season. What they're at the moment, I'm not too sure, but we still have to try and take some positives out this season.
I was gonna ask you before you said I was gonna say, what are the positives?
Well, some of the positives are we're not in the same position as Tottenham as one that may be. Well. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, we have to try and take some whatever they are. I'm just not too sure.
Two of the positives on a serious note though, you'd have to say would be Ekatike and Works.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Dom as well. I've seen Dom.
Yeah. Oh no, but Dom was doing his bits before.
Yeah, he's grown as well, man. Yeah.
He's just elevated a bit more. And you can see that there's, if he can stay fit, there's promise for Frimpong as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he can stay fit.
There's lots of other factors as well, right? Ryan hasn't played at level he played last season. I just think he's playing within himself at the moment. I don't think he's been able to impose himself or break the lines as much as he did last year. Still a good player. But yeah, I don't know whether it's because he's had so many different partnerships, as I mentioned before. Mac not being as fit as we probably thought he was. Dom playing everywhere apart from goalie at the moment, and the same thing with Curtis Jones. So yeah, this.
You also believe though. See, like for me, all right. So number one, it was not his natural position, Gravenberch. And then you think that you're playing nearly every game back to back, man. Come on. and then now you're playing in a team that's struggling as well. It's not going to be a good look for you, really.
But this where it goes back to Vinny was saying about accountability of the players. He don't hide. So as much as he may not be playing at the level that we saw him playing last season, he's not shirking. He's still trying to have an impact. And for me, I'm not saying that any of our players lack professionalism or, you know, or pride, or that they've got a duty of care and love for our team, but some of the players' performances have been a little bit underwhelming as well, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Why can they turn it on against? Why can they put in a performance like they did against Arsenal, right?
Thank you.
And then do this.
Thank you
Why?
very much.
And that's what I'm saying about the level of accountability.
Yeah. They're robbing people, man.
And let me just say this one thing as well, very quickly. Sorry, just a reference to what you said earlier. If people at home or in the panel, or watching, and they don't know what Artie was talking about, go on YouTube and put in Harold Graham versus Julian Jackson, and it will make complete and utter sense. I remember watching it. So yeah.
I'm telling you. Yeah. But
so what were the plus point? What were the plus points from the Forest game? I think we need to look on the other side.
Yeah. Rio.
Yeah.
Rio, 100% for me was a plus point. But yet again, why you waited so long to bring him on? It's like I don't know, man. And I think that's another big issue tactically in our game that gives teams belief that you've got wingers who are not taking people on. So there's no fear. There's no fear factor. You haven't got your fullbacks on the back foot. They're not worried. You're not skinning nobody. So it's all right. Don't worry. He's not going nowhere. All I have to do is basically stand up, and he's either going to go inside or he's going to go back or square. All these things play another part in the game. When you've got someone like, even like a Doku who's going to run at you or whatever, these fullbacks are then frightened and they've got a bit of pace. They're frightened and they go backwards. They just naturally go backwards, which pushes your team on more. You understand? It's all a tactical part of the game. And I think that and having both wingers like that in your team, it's a killer. It's an absolute killer. Nothing from wide.
I think a lot of these players are overcoached now as well. I think there's, and people might say, well, what does that mean? But I just think there's too much tactics. These footballers are getting their natural gifts and their natural instincts coached out of them, right? And I think it's just all systematic ways of playing and so forth. So like you said, Rio, young, enthusiastic, goes to the byline, right? 2-3 years time, he might not be doing that.
Yeah.
Because everything's about having this way of playing, this structured way of playing. It's overcoached.
They started mentioning all of them, and they said they all cut in. They started talking about Rashford, Lamar. Started talking about all of it and saying that's what they do now. They all cut. They said no one goes to the byline anymore.
Which is such a shame.
They said that's it. They said apart from Vinny Jr.
Yeah, but you're correct what you just mentioned, and I could even extend on it. You're right. I think the only players that I probably haven't seen do that is probably the way that Chelsea are doing, and I'm not necessarily saying just under their new manager, but Neto, he goes for you, and that's for me the wide players I like. He's put you in a position, and what they've got the young Brazilian guy. I'm not going to say.
Oh, Estevez.
No. Yes, Estevez as well.
Yeah.
They go at you, and even though I know that this player doesn't have the skill set to do it, Garnacho attempts to actually do it as well. But at least the intent is actually there to go at you. And you're right. That for me is how wide players used to be. You know what? Put your fullback on toast. Show him absolutely no respect at all.
But you know what?
But
You know what it is as well. And I think what's changed the game is that the wingers play on the opposite wing now to their natural foot.
Yeah, yeah,
So this
yeah,
is another reason why. Remember, back in the days, the left-footed player would play on the left wing, so it was easier for him to go to the byline and cross the ball with his natural foot. Whereas obviously, your stronger foot, that's predominantly where you're going to end to, isn't it? So you
Yeah.
are going to cut in more.
yeah.
But also,
That's
Artie,
what's changed the
you're
game.
trying to tell me I know I'm not an elite player. A lot of these players should still be coached to play with either foot as well, though. I know you'll always have a predominantly stronger foot.
Well,
I
yeah.
get that. But I know when I was younger, playing at grassroots level, I was coached to play with both feet. And
Of
it
course you
basically
are.
meant, regardless of what position I'm in, predominantly I'm stronger with my right foot, but I will play games even now just with my left foot. That's
Yeah.
how I was coached to play.
Yeah.
So I wonder why a lot of these elite players aren't in the same position as well. I mean, you probably only get someone like Mason Greenwood, who I believe on either foot is just a gunman.
Mm-hmm.
How comes you're not seeing more of those attributes in elite players?
Yep. No, I hear that. I hear it, but I still believe it's still because your natural instinct is to go towards your stronger foot. You naturally do. You know what I mean? Because you're obviously you're more confident. You know what I mean? If it that with them players, they'll show you though. If it falls on their left foot and they strike it, you see they hit a good strike. Don't get it twisted. But obviously they would prefer to be on their natural striking foot. And I think that is a major one as well. Bingy said he can't see Rio as a plus because this clown doesn't give him enough game time. And Mark says he agrees with you, Vinny. He says, "Yep, Vinny, let the lads go do what they know best. Damn the tactics sometimes."
Boy, that is oh my god, that is definitely peak then.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
Right.
But yeah,
I'll be honest. I definitely wouldn't. I'm being honest. Regardless of what the thoughts are about Slot, I definitely wouldn't want to see that. I think that this undermines everything completely. And the reason why I wouldn't want to see that is, even if the players didn't believe in Slot, then you're not just undermining Slot, you're undermining all of the coaching staff as well. So that's why I personally wouldn't like to see that.
No, I don't think he means just just do what you mean. I think you let the players be a bit more natural.
Okay.
Yeah, don't do this rigid. All right, I'll tell you what it's coming like. Remember back in the days, you would take players from the Premier League, and then when you bring them into England team, they play totally different way because they're just rigid. And this is where you go up and down in this space only, and this is what you do. Whereas
John Barnes.
Yeah,
John Barnes.
Vinny, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, and then you kill their game basically when you're saying let the natural abilities come out. Or what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to enhance their natural talents and say, do you know what? As a winger, maybe look, when you're in that position, you cross it. You've got more chance of getting the ball in if you cross it. Those kind of things are what you need to coach into the game. But I want you to play your natural game. Go out there, take on the fullback, and deliver the ball. That's what I want you to do as a winger, to be fair. You didn't even get assists. There's certain things that you can coach and other things you're supposed to say, yeah, this is the talent I see in this guy, and this is what I need you to do. Simple.
And do you know what my concern is? It's never really happened at Liverpool, right? It's never really happened. I would hate to think that these guys are the ones who are ending up pushing this guy out. Because if that happens at Liverpool, right, you'll see a culture shift in terms of players having control. Because Liverpool is a very unique club.
Yep.
The managers are revered above everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Above everyone. So if we get to a situation where these players then start being able to decide who comes in and who comes out, let's say Slot does get replaced and the next guy comes in and we don't like how he talks to us or we don't like how he communicates, then what?
No, very true. Very, very true. But we have to look at, is this guy getting results?
Well, he is.
That's what I said. He is. He's not getting results how we want them to be.
We're sitting sixth at the table, bro.
But Artie, in his head, we've only lost twice since January. He's getting results.
That's since January. You have
But he's still getting
the
results,
table
though,
didn't start in
Artie.
January.
I agree with you.
The
But
table
he's
did not
still
start
getting
in January.
results. In his own head, he ain't lost for nearly 2 months.
We're talking from August, bro.
But he's turned it around, didn't he?
Yeah. Yes.
He might have only turned it halfway. Yeah. But he's turned it round.
He's still off course, bro. He's still off course.
Yeah.
Trust me, still off course, mate. So yeah, second half got slightly better. And then when you thought, yeah, we got the winner, it was then chalked off for handball.
Mad.
Our resident ref.
Nah, listen. I don't like VAR anyway. I don't like it.
That's that handball.
It's foolishness. It's foolish. Look, for me, and I've said it so many times, I so dislike VAR. If that's the case where now in the games we're going to be relying on all of this video evidence and replays, you know what we do? Don't have no referees, don't have any ARs. Just have a robot and a camera going past and let them do it out. This game of football should be on human instincts and human outcomes. We don't need VAR to be making every single decision. It's when Mac 10 turned and it bounced off. I don't know, what is it, on his shoulder or on his arm or wherever it bounced off. It's like, come on, give me a break. I think the only credit is his perseverance to make sure he returned back to that position to score the winning goal from that same position afterwards. I personally think VAR spoils too much things. I mean, it's got to a stage now where even in this game, players have probably scored, which would have been an extra time. Players don't even know when to celebrate. Fans in the crowd don't even know to celebrate. You don't even know to celebrate in your house.
You have to
wait.
For
me, that's just false, though, isn't it?
Wait.
Forget about all of that foolishness, man.
By the letter of the law, Stoney, because they say it's hit his hand and got in.
It was unintentional, though.
Allowed a goal.
Yeah, 100%. But the thing is, he's turned his back. He's not going to know where that ball's going to land and hit him. So I think that I know by the laws of the game, it is, but I still believe
his hand wasn't in an unnatural position.
No, and that's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes things are subjective, right? He's turned his back. He's not going to know where that ball's going to plant and strike him. So I don't know. Sometimes I know you got the laws of the game. I know it's subjective, and I know some people say you should use common sense. What is common sense? I don't know, because everybody's sense is different, but it just spoils it.
I 100% agree with that, because I was like, they can't disallow that. But then I was like, in my head, then straight I was like, they're going to go by the laws of the game. And to say that he handballed that, even though he turned his back and didn't have a clue what was going to happen next. His hand wasn't in. His hand wasn't like up there. Well, if they did, he put his hand up like that, say fair enough. But you know, you hurt your back, your hands like this, the ball gets rammed against you by the player, the opposition player.
So yeah, I don't know. Hard one.
What did you make of it, Vinny?
I thought it was a harsh one. In all honesty, because like you said, his back was turned. He didn't know nothing about it really. What they did say, and this is what I hate about these rules and so forth. Some of the commentators and commentary I did see is that if that had happened in any other part of the pitch, the benefit of that would have been given.
Yeah, but that's right. No. So you can't say that, because technically they've set out the law, so you have to go by the laws. Because it led to a goal, that's why they then have to disallow it. So technically they are correct. So it doesn't matter where it happened on the pitch. But because it led straight directly to a goal, you have to then disallow it.
But we're only saying technically because they've decided to put that rule in. They can take that rule out.
Yes, but it's in there.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's in there.
What I think is quite frustrating about that rule is similar to, like we were mentioning, you know, we're speaking about that Mac 10 situation. The ball's come in, he's turned, and he said he as Artie said, his arms are down. If your arms are down, it's in a natural position, right? He hasn't seen the flight of the ball. If anything, the ball has struck him. He hasn't moved his body or his arm in that position, you know.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
for me,
yeah.
in my own head, that's why I was thinking, why on earth have they disallowed it? I'm only going to give another example. Artie, we played our cup game on Saturday. The exact same thing happened to me in the game, Vinny.
Yeah.
Player struck the ball. I turned, my arms were down, same position. And what did the ref give? A free kick. And I said to the ref, hold on, I don't have eyes in the back of my head. I've turned, my arms were down. The ball has struck me. I didn't move my arms up. Same thing, free kick. And it's like, what on earth is going on? It's bananas.
Mm-hmm. And just by the way, I put it out there that Stoney was man of the match, by the way, yeah?
No, well done, Stoney.
Man of the match, mate. Man of the match. Carrying an injury and all sorts, needing to come off. Had to give us that 90 plus 5, whatever. Yeah, man. Trust me. I have to drop that in there. The laws of the game need to be updated. They need to be changed, man. For things like that, I think that should be given as a goal. If you move your hand towards the ball and all that, then yes, I'm in full agreement. If your hand's in an unnatural position, yes, but not for something like that, especially where someone cannot see. Where the ball's back like this and you cannot see. How can you then give that handball? What I can technically do then is be in the box and that, and then kick the ball at your hands as well to try and gain an advantage, if that's the case.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, the laws need updating on that. But then, a few minutes later, Mac 10 was then there again, and then we had to go to VAR again.
I know.
I was like, I'm not celebrating. And even by the time it happened, I didn't even really celebrate. I was just like, yeah, okay, right. We've got the most important thing is we got the 3 points. That was the most important thing. We got the 3 points.
There's a bod guy's ball into the box.
Yeah.
It was different gravy, man.
Yeah.
Some nice work by Rio.
Yeah.
But
and you know, even when Rio came on as well, he had the opportunity to play on both flanks. I think what did those subs get made? I don't know. Was it like 15 minutes to go? I don't know.
Yeah, about 15 minutes.
About 15 minutes ago. And even in that time, Rio played on both flanks. You know, obviously he's the manner in which he played over on the right side was just as good as over on the left. But similar like what Bingy was saying as well, we've got a young player who's come on and he's just said, listen, I want to do what I have to do to make my team get a result. But look, I'm just happy he came on. He had a cameo performance. He was direct, he was positive, he was aggressive in the right way. Drew players in. And look, just praise be, man. We just hope that he continues getting enough game time and to see how the rest of the season unfolds for us.
Yeah.
But it's a result.
Let us just. Okay, gentlemen. So I've got something that was posted up. And I'd like us to quickly discuss before we close the show. Gentlemen, I want to see what are your thoughts on this? And is there anyone missing? Should players be moved up and down? You need to let me know. So Jan Molby has picked his greatest 10 Liverpool players of all time. So we'll start in reverse, just to let you know what they are. And then I need you lot to tell me who needs to be moved up, who needs to be added, who needs to be deleted. It's down to you. So number 10 is Suarez. Number 9 is Clements. Number 8 is Van Dijk. 7 is Hansen. 6 is Salah. 5 Souness. 4 Barnes. 3 Rush. 2 Gerrard. And number 1 is Dalglish.
See, that's going to be quite hard as well, right? So we would all have had our own different eras of when we've supported the team and what those players would have meant to us. There may be some younger players in here that probably didn't see how amazing Ray Clements was in goal while he was with us. So there would have been players.
No goalkeeper gloves.
You understand? There would have been players that wouldn't have seen when people speak about ball playing centre backs. They wouldn't have had a chance to have seen Alan Hansen. You understand what I'm saying? Or when you're talking about a clinical striker like Ian Rush as well, there's probably going to be a lot of players who probably wouldn't have had a chance to see him, or even Dalglish as well. So I think it's going to be quite hard for some people here. I probably would have moved.
I'm asking you, not some people.
All right, so I probably would. I think for me, Alan Hansen and Ray Clements, for me, would be exchanging positions with Souness. Souness is probably there because of his midfield role, the importance of him being an enforcer, and obviously all of the silverware that he actually won. But I would have had Hansen replaced by Souness. That's just me. And for importance, I probably would have changed around Clements and Van Dijk. But I think for me, that top three. All right, so yeah, Dalglish, Gerrard, and I think I would have just swapped around John Barnes there, John Barnes and Rush. So yeah, my top three.
You put Rush at 3 and Rush at 4 and Barnes at 3.
Yeah. So my top three, I'm just thinking my top three because I've already mentioned about the other one. Dalglish, Gerrard, and Barnes would have been my top three.
VW.
I think the top 5 is accurate. Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with the top 5 there.
Even the order that they're in.
Yeah, even the order they're in. Okay. I would have them in that order. Yeah, because I think maybe to be fair, I might swap Gerrard and Dalglish, and the reason why is because Gerrard never had the team around him that Dalglish did.
That's exactly
so I might swap them two. Might. Yeah. I would take out Suarez and put in Mane. I think Mane was done more over a longer period of time for the club. I know Suarez had that magical season, right? He had a good season. Then he had a once in a lifetime season, yeah, a generational season. But I think Mane's, and it's showing in general. I think Mane's actually underappreciated now.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, okay.
We might go around. That's mad because I'm not thinking about Torres. I'm not thinking about Owen. Yep. I'm not thinking about Fowler. I'm not thinking about Fowler. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But I do feel that Mane was a big game player.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Big game player. Even if we didn't win certain games, I remember the second Champions League. Well, he scored in that first Champions League final loss to Real Madrid. And then in the second final we lost to Real Madrid, he had an amazing game. But yeah, that's just me.
Okay. Anybody else that you would remove from there?
No, I think again it's a generational thing. That I remembered Ray Clements being the goalkeeper at Tottenham, right?
Yeah,
that's when that's the generation I'm from. But I'm aware of his greatness for Liverpool in the 70s and early 80s. I mean, the man won everything. Everything.
Of course he did. Multiple times too.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I would say that I think the problem we have these days is that anytime you talk about an all-time list, all anyone seems to think about now is football from the Premiership. There's very, very few all-time great lists now which contain pre-Premiership players.
Okay. And anybody in out there in the panel, in the comments, how do you feel about this list? Please do let us know your thoughts. Would you change anything? Oh, I think we've got a comment here. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Mark says he would have Kenny at 2, Kenny at 1, Gerrard at 2, Rush at 3, Salah at 4, Barnes at 5, Suarez at 6, Van Dijk at 7, Clements at 8, Hansen at 9, and Torres at 10.
Okay. Because you know, like what you were saying, Vinny, about impact as well, and you know, we were saying his players throughout the years. I think for me, why, and this is me, why I would still have had Kenny at number 1. You know, take away all of the honors that he won. How much leagues did he won? Was it 8 or something like that? How many European trophies he won? XYZ. I remember when Liverpool first bought him, he was brought in to replace Kevin Keegan when Kevin Keegan went Germany. So in my head, I was thinking, okay, so you've got a highly decorated player from playing in Scotland and a national team, and now you're coming down to, and it was replace Kevin Keegan. Now you got big boots to fill here, you know, brother. So in my head, the fact that he was able to sustain that and surpass what Kevin Keegan did for us, I thought it was almost okay. And we're forgetting about all of the stuff he did, you know, for Liverpool, of the City, and how he managed, you know, the disasters. And I'm just speaking about him as a footballer. That's me when Kenny was there. And look, Gerrard's, I mean, all of these players, I remember all of them playing as well. But Gerrard, big impact, more, you know, closer to us. And I know what impact Gerrard had on me playing football. That was different level, man. So, but yeah, it's all subjective as well, isn't it? And it's what we remember as well.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of the changes. I agree. I would put Gerrard at number 1 over Dalglish, simply for the team that he had to play in, basically. And that person to always have to drag them forward. That's the one. That's the one I would definitely make, 100%. But yeah. Hold on, did I see another comment there? 1 minute. So Mark says he was born in the 80s. Yes, I watched the history, but I'm putting players I've grown up with. Okay, I get that. I fully get that. Okay, so West Pork next game, gentlemen. They're choosing to be a tough cookie as well now under Nuno. Hold on a minute. What's Bingy talking about here now? Before we move on, let me just quickly see what Bingy's saying now. Stevie G, number 1, swap Souness with Mo. Swap Souness with Mo, then remove Souness for Mane. Everything else stays the same. Okay. I can live with that. Yeah, so they're becoming Bingy said no score prediction, Stoney. West Cork, very tough cookie now to break down under Nuno. Nuno's got them very hard to beat. Seems to have found a half decent striker in this Castellanos as well. Yeah. Seems to be doing all right. Somerville is on fire right now.
Yeah.
So need to keep an eye on him. I remember Liverpool was talking, but he was talking about him before coming to Liverpool, actually. But yeah, so how do you see this one going, gents?
Bingy said I'm not allowed to give a result.
Bingy saying 2-1 to us.
Remind me, we're at home, right?
Are we at home? I think so. Yes.
We are, yes. We're at home.
Yeah.
So Nuno's gonna sit back.
And we don't like that.
And we don't like that. So, you know, it's gonna be another turgid, boring game. Right? But in answer to your question, I think I'll take 2-1.
That's what Bingy says. Bingy says 2-1. Mark says 3-0.
And I'm going 2-0. I mean, when we was down at their ground, we beat them 2-0 early in the season, so I'm going for the same result.
Yeah, that was them earlier in the season. They're not the same team now.
Yeah, I know. But
They
yeah,
are not
2-0.
It's going to be really interesting to see if we can get between now and the end of the season, have a game where we score at least 3 goals in a match, in a league match.
Yeah.
I think it's possible. I mean, as I said, we mentioned some of the teams that we're playing against. Who's that? Crystal Palace are all over the place at the moment, so I'm sure we can get 3 against them.
Their defense is shocking right now.
They're absolutely.
But they won the other day, though, didn't they?
Yeah.
Who did they play? They won, what, 1-0 was it?
Yeah, they got. I tell you who's playing all right for them. That they got that player from Aston Villa. Is it Guessard? That offensive player. He seemed to be he seemed to have settled in.
Yeah.
All right for them down at West Ham. I mean, at Palace, but they're all over the place at the moment. So when you're talking about us getting 3 goals, Palace definitely, man.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. And if we don't,
and Tottenham, we got Tottenham coming up as well, haven't we?
Yeah, but hey, they're gonna have that new manager bounce. They're gonna be a lot more solid now.
Artie, they ain't got no players, man. They have no players. They have no players. Tottenham ain't got no players. So yeah, we're gonna get 3 goals against Tottenham as well when we play against them.
Well, okay. I hope so, but I'm telling you, I don't know about that. Their manager, Igor Tudor, by the way, I always used to buy him on Football Manager. He was able to play, I think it was left side of defense and left back as well. He played multiple positions and he was a bargain buy as well. Okay. Good buy back in the day, mate. Served me well. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, I think you know what's gonna happen. They're gonna be more solid now. That's what's gonna happen. So they're gonna be harder to beat. And right now, our problem is breaking down teams, especially when you got them 2 dead wingers. That's gonna be the problem.
Yeah. Can't even say you're looking forward to the game, can you?
No.
I'm looking forward. Vinny, I'm looking forward to the game.
I can't take it, bro. But I have to watch the game so that I can do the show on a Thursday. Or else I might just wait and hear the result. It's easier on my ticker, bro. Seriously.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna. No, seriously. Watching that for the first, I was ready to just say, I'm not watching no more of this. This is a joke.
Well, I mean, look, if you think of it, between next week Thursday, we got the double game week. So we got West Ham, and then we got Wolves, right? So we got Wolves on a Tuesday. So we're gonna have 2 different competitions, 2 different games for us to be able to give some good analysis by next week Thursday. Everything's gonna be positive for both games.
Okay, I like it. I like your outlook, man. Positive mental attitude. I like it, Stone. I like it. Yeah, long may it continue. But peoples, we are definitely going to say good night. God bless. Thank you for having us. Don't remember, hit that like, that share, that subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. It's all about Cop Talk each and every Thursday right here on YouTube. VW, thank you very much, my brother.
Yeah, thank you, gentlemen. It's been a blast. Thank you.
No problem, man. Mr. Stoney, my brother.
Yeah, thanks RT for hosting the show once again and inviting us onto the panel. And I can only reiterate what RT was saying. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button. And don't forget, even if you're unable to watch it live, you can also watch it on a repeat as well. So
that's right.
Look forward to seeing everybody next week, Thursday at 10 p.m.
Okay. Peace. And we out, man. We out.